Hey guys, it's Nicole, aka Addicted to Yarn, aka Nikki Boo to the fam. I am here for another video. I was tagged by two people that I know of, and that is Dana from Dana's Wanderlust Crochet and JoJo from Joe's Web. This is the 10 yarny things tag. I wrote down the questions, but I did not write down my answers because I wanted them to just be spur of the moment. So, okay. Let's get started. Let's just jump right in. I know that it's been forever and 5 days since I made a video, but crazy year for everybody, and I'll get you all caught up in a little bit. So first things first, 10 yarny things. Number one, what is your favorite color of yarn? Pink. Pink is my favorite color, period. So even though I don't wear a whole lot of, well, that's not true. I think it depends. I don't wear a whole lot of, like light pinks, but I love the jewel tones. I love, a little bit more saturated pinks, and it's my happy color. So I love, working with it and looking at it, and yes. What is your favorite weight of yarn? I like fine weight yarn. So worsted is not my fave. I like 1s, 2s, and 3s. That would be the size of yarn that I prefer to work with. Amigurumi, usually I end up doing worsted weight to make the big plushies. But if I'm gonna make something, and of course I'm making a liar out of myself as I wear, what is this, homespun? But if it's really airy and open, then, but really this is all I would do with homespun, is use a big old hook and do a simple stitch where I'm working into the spaces and not the stitches, because yeah, it's kind of, yeah, the homespun and I have a love-hate relationship. I love the colorways. I like how the stuff comes out, but working with it, let's just say I know why they call it hellspun. I'm just gonna leave that right there. What is your favorite style of yarn? What is your favorite style of yarn? I don't even know if I copied this question down right. What is your favorite style of yarn? Like, fiber of yarn, I think is what I'm gonna go. Nope, because that's the next one. What is your favorite style of yarn? My favorite style of yarn. What is your favorite weight of yarn? What is your favorite style of yarn? Style. You guys, I don't know how to answer this. My favorite style of yarn. Let's just circle back to that one maybe after. I don't know. My favorite style of yarn. What is your favorite fiber of yarn? My favorite fiber of yarn would be cotton or bamboo. I like cotton and bamboo. They just feel really good to work with. I don't mind working with acrylic. I don't mind working with wool, but, obviously silk. I like working with silk. I like working with, yeah, I mean, just stuff that is really soft on, you know, silky on your fingers. That would be my favorite fiber. What is your favorite brand that you can easily get within your country? Okay, my favorite brand that I can easily get in my country would be, I am loving the Red Heart Roll With It. I really like, I got a bunch of it on that big huge clearance that's going on in Michael's, and yeah, I like it. I like working with the multi-stranded. It kind of feels like you're working with 4 strands of embroidery floss or something all at once, but I love it. Drapes so well. I love working with it. The colors are usually just like this gradual gradient that are gorgeous, and so yeah, that's probably what that's my jam right now. That's really easy to get a hold of. What is your favorite brand that isn't easy to get in your country? I mean, I think we could procure almost any brand that we want in the United States. I mean, Ice and Hobie and the other ones that are made like in Turkey and other countries that you have to order by mail. I mean, I guess that would be like the way that you would get something. Yeah. And I guess that if I'm talking about those, my favorite would probably be Ice. I like it. My friend Crystal, who is Coffee, Crochet, and Cuddles, she sent me some ice yarn for my birthday last year, and it is just I had never used it before, and it's just kind of a dream to work with some of it. So yeah, that would be my favorite brand that isn't like, you can't go around the corner and get it. Okay, favorite yarn store online and favorite brick and mortar. Favorite yarn store online and favorite brick and mortar. Well, I guess my favorite store online would be Ice as well. So I'm gonna say Ice again. My favorite brick and mortar would be Natique. Natique is a local yarn store, not like super local. It's about an hour away from where I am. It's in the lower Sacramento area, and it's cool. It's got like seats where you could sit and visit with people. Usually there's a table where people are knitting and crocheting and talking about their projects and yarn and everything. And so, I mean, I like walking around the other like big box yarn stores. That's fun too. But I really like being able to sit down and craft and relax. Yeah, that's. Do you keep scrap yarn? And if so, what do you do with it? Sometimes. I don't always keep scrap yarn, but when I do, I have this container. It's a plastic container. It has a screw-on lid. It looks kind of like a mason jar, but it's plastic and larger. And I put my scraps in there, and then when I'm making amigurumi, I use them as stuffing inside the amigurumi. Number 9, favorite thing to knit or crochet. I really like making, it's a tie. I'm gonna say it's a tie because I really enjoy making stuffies. I like making amigurumi, but I also really like making wraps, like shawls that you can just kind of wear around, throw over your shirt. Yes, those are my 2 favorite things probably. And knitting wise, my favorite thing to knit would be shawls, like asymmetrical triangle shawlettes that you can wear. I mean, in California we don't need like super bulky stuff, and so I usually end up making either shawlettes or very open things if they're bigger. If you could crochet one last thing for the rest of your life, what would it be and what yarn would you use? Okay, so again, I'm not 100% positive if I'm making, like if I say Afghan, would I just be making Afghans for the rest of my life? Or would I be making one big Afghan for the rest of my life? So I'm gonna say something like mosaic pieces. So probably a like granny square. I don't know. I don't love granny squares, but they're super versatile. So I mean, you could make blankets out of it. You can make clothes out of it. You can like yarn bomb things. So if I only had to choose one thing to make for the rest of my life, I probably would do granny squares, because like I can make them forever and ever and make a bunch of different things out of them. So yeah, and there's a lot of different kinds of granny squares, and they didn't specify that it had to be the same one each time. See, I know what's up. Okay, going back to number 3, what is your favorite style of yarn? I still don't know what style of yarn means. What is your favorite style of yarn? Like to wear? I mean, I like to wear wraps like very open patterns I'm drawn to, treble crochets, very airy. I'm sure that if I lived in Michigan or somewhere that gets really cold, I would be drawn towards different styles. But yeah, so I think that that is my complete list of the 10 favorite things. Thank you for tagging me. I will list who I have tagged down below in the description box. But I actually wanted to do one other thing, and that is I wanted to, okay, before COVID, so I'm going to say probably in 2019, 2018, there was the tag going around of 10 non-yarny things about me, and I got tagged a couple times in that one, but I never got down to making that video, so I thought it would be fun to do the 10 yarny things, and then at the end to tack on my 10 non-yarny things, just because it has been a while since I've been around, and there's a lot of new faces, and I would love to get to know you guys a little bit better. So these answers I do have written down because I would most certainly forget some of these 10 things if I did not make notes. So number one, I thought I would do basics. So I live in California with my husband of almost 16 years and our 4 kids that I've homeschooled for, oh, have mercy, 8 years? Yes. We have 2 dogs, Navi and Evie. They are Yorkies and they are maniacs, but we love them. And we have 2 cats, Beasley and Tobias. And yeah, that's about it about us. I've been crocheting for since about 2010, so about 11 years, and I learned how to knit from a friend, oh goodness, what was it, probably like 5th grade, 4th grade. I was such a cool kid that I used to, a lot of times at lunchtime, go to the library and read books, and I would read the same books over and over again. But there was another girl who also would go on her breaks to the library, and one of the times she was knitting, and I asked her if she could show me how, and she did. And she was a continental knitter. I think she was actually left-handed, but she taught me how to knit left-handed. And so yeah, I'm a continental knitter. And what else? And so I crochet the same way, like my tension is the same with crocheting as with knitting. And I think as a crocheter, it's easier to continental knit, but who knows? So, okay, those are the basics. Number 2, I am a huge geek with lots of fandoms. The people that know me are not surprised at all about this, but it's true. I like, just a couple little examples that I put down. I like Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Avengers, Harry Potter, Ravenclaw, Alice in Wonderland, Nightmare Before Christmas, Disney classics, the animated and live action. And I'm sure that there's a ton more that I just didn't think of off the top of my head. But yep, Lord of the Rings. Did I not put down Lord of the Rings? See? Okay. Yeah. So definitely not a comprehensive list of all the fandoms. Number 3, I love musicals. Some of my like OG favorite musicals would be West Side Story. I like Newsies, The Sound of Music, the original, not the Carrie Underwood one. No offense, Carrie, but Fräulein Maria. I mean, Julie Andrews, sorry. There's no real contest there. Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera. So, musicals, definitely good. My favorite cuisine is Italian. Meatballs, pizza, pasta. I mean, you can't go wrong. Italian definitely would be my favorite kind of food. Number 5 is I love games. Board games, video games. I mean, I'm not like a full-fledged like gamer because I like to spend most of my free time with my crafting hobby, not my gaming. But let's see, a couple board games that I love. Well, first, I hate Monopoly. Never, never. You cannot. Well, you could pay me enough to play it, but other than that, like, no, I will not play it. I am pretty, like, PTSD about that game from childhood. It was not, things got ugly. Like, it got real when we were playing Monopoly. And I still am like, no, this game tears apart families. Not really, but you get it, what I mean. Ones that I do like, though, I like card games, like with a deck of cards. I like Uno, chess, Boggle, the Perfection one I loved and hated. Oh, here's an OG one for you. Stratego. Oh yeah, if you know it, you know it. It was a good game. One of my faves. And the video games, we are kind of a Nintendo family. My husband grew up with PlayStation. And he also liked Nintendo, but I didn't really have any PlayStation systems or games until we met. But anything with Mario, Mario Party, Mario Karts, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, yeah. What else? Kirby, right? What am I forgetting? Contra, old school Contra. If I think really hard, I think I remember the password. I think it was up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start for 2 players. And then you got, is it never ending lives or 100 lives? I want to say it's 100 lives, but I'm ready for that game. So yes. Metroid. So yeah, games, love games. Number 6, and kind of a little bit about where I've been for the last probably 6 months. I am going to start being a caretaker for my father. He, in the summertime, his lungs, he was just really out of breath a lot. And so he made an appointment with a pulmonologist, and the pulmonologist said that he had, what is it? Pulmonary fibrosis that had like sporadically popped up. His immune system just started attacking his lungs. And so, and this was a guy, my dad ran 2-3 miles a day on his treadmill, very healthy guy. Not like a smoker, not anything that you would think, oh, well, of course that makes sense that your lungs are starting to degenerate. Well, between summertime and November, he was declining so fast. And by the end of November, my mom thought he had pneumonia, and he was running out of oxygen because he went from no oxygen at all, running on his treadmill, to being dependent on oxygen tanks at all times with a cannula in his nose. And so my mom and I took him to the emergency room, and they basically ended up saying that it's not pneumonia, it's not COVID, but his lungs are completely failing him. And so his lungs were basically, there's like, if you think of lungs as being spongy, they were hard. They were not moving at all. So they weren't allowing him to take any oxygen at all. And so they ended up having to put him on a ventilator. He was fighting the ventilator, so they put him into a coma, and he was in a coma until, I want to say December. What was the exact date? We took him into November 29th, and it was about 8 or 9 days later. He ended up, well, between then and then, during the 8 or 9 days, he had been life flighted from where we live to the Bay Area in California, Stanford University. And so Stanford, when he first got there, they got him really quick onto the donor list, and about 9 days later, he had a double lung transplant. Because of COVID, no one was able to visit him for months, and he wasn't progressing. He was failing to thrive. He got, what is it called? ICU, not dementia, and he was hallucinating. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know when he was. He couldn't talk because he had a trach. He was in and out of the ICU almost every other week. Fast forward to last month, and Stanford lifted the no visitor rule and let my mom go visit him and myself go visit him. And the turnaround, I can't even tell you, started almost immediately. He went from failing to thrive, completely out of touch with reality. He had a break because he didn't know if he thought that like he had been completely abandoned. He couldn't communicate with anybody. At one point they had his arms tied down because they didn't want him to pull out any of his tubes because it was awful. And I can't even really imagine what it must have been like for him. But thank God, I mean, tons of people praying. And if you guys have been praying, I know that Granny D, she's been putting my dad on her prayer list. Thank you so much to everybody that has been praying for my daddy, and continued prayers are super welcome. He is in a rehab facility right now in San Francisco, and great news, next Monday they are going to release him into the care of my mother and I. They will be living in an off-campus apartment housing where he can be really close to the hospital in case he needs that for anything. But I mean, it's kind of just miraculous how he has just gone from being so many times at death's door to now we're like almost at the end of this stage of him being hospitalized, and my family I couldn't be happier. So again, thank you for prayers. Thank you for continued prayers. And as I make videos, I can update if that's something that you would be interested in. So yes. Okay. Moving forward on to number 7. I am a huge klutz. I've broken, I want to say, certainly almost every toe, multiple times on the old pinkies that like to catch on to corners and furniture. I am constantly like rolling my ankles, tripping. I've tripped going up the stairs before. Little ironic because I used to be a ballerina as a child, and I was actually like a decent ballerina. I guess it's in my like post dancer adulthood that I've I don't know what happened, but my husband always threatens to either put a crash helmet on me or put me in a bubble. So clearly neither has happened yet. So don't know about that. Let's see. Number 8, we are hoping to move out of state. Born and raised in California, and I'm comfortable here. I have family here. I have 3 siblings and my parents here and extended family here. But my husband and I, we just have this vision and dream long-term of living in the country, living on some property. We here in the Central Valley, the air is terrible. Air quality is just like, if you look at the lists of the worst air quality in the United States, this does not score well at all. And my son, who has had pulmonary issues his whole life, I would love to see him in an area where he's not constantly fighting against all of the dust and allergens and smog and opposite of clean air. So we're currently looking at Indiana for various reasons. I think hubby and I want to take a little trip down there just to kind of scope it out, see if it's somewhere. I mean, we've done a lot of research online, but I think that unless you lay eyes on it, you can't really make, I don't want to make that decision to uproot and go, because our son now is 15. Our kids are 15, 13, 10, and 8. Aaron is 8. If you look at that video that I have of when he was this little baby, I cannot believe that it's been 8 years. And yeah, that's bananas. But squirrel, they're gonna get older and they're gonna, you know, fall in love one of these days that I can't think about yet. But I want to be able to be established. And yeah, I mean, that's just our dream. Our dream is a slower pace, like simple life with more space, cleaner air. So yeah, I will definitely let you guys know how that goes. Number 9, we're getting to the end. When I was younger, I wanted to be a lion trainer. We have, here in California, when I was younger, we used to go to, wait, is it Great America? We used to go to Great America all the time, but Six Flags. It used to be Six Flags Great America, and now it's just Six Flags Animal Kingdom. So they had, like animal shows all the time, and I just fell in love with the big cats. I always have liked cats, and Beasley and Tobias are, you know, they think that they're little lions running around at 3 o'clock in the morning, like chasing each other over the bed. Ridiculousness. But yeah, I wanted to be a lion trainer, and I mean, kind of wrangling 2 teenagers in the house sometimes feels like you're dealing with wild, moody beasts, but I digress. Yes, so lion trainer didn't work out, and from, yeah, that might not have been the actual best career choice. It sounds a little more dangerous than, I don't know, what I naturally would be drawn to these days. Okay, last one is gonna just be a rapid fire this or that. Heels or flats? Definitely flats. Did I mention that I'm clumsy? So yeah, flats are better for me. Plus, heels at this point in life, maybe very special occasions, but yeah, I'm not trying to put those things on all the time. Jacket or hoodie? Definitely hoodie, but I like the zip up hoodies. So not like the pullover hoodies, I like the zippy ones. Rain or shine? Shine. Summer or winter? Summer. Homeschool mom, no school, more crafting time, warmer weather. For somebody, I'm always cold, so yeah, summertime, that's what I'm talking about. Fall or spring? Definitely fall. Layers. I love the different colors that, well, here in California, the leaves really are either brown or green. We don't get the beautiful deep reds so much and the beautiful yellows. But when we briefly lived in Ohio, it was really cool to see all 4 seasons. So, but yeah, fall. Chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate. East Coast or West Coast? West Coast is really what I know. So maybe one day it will be East Coast, but as of now, West Coast is the best coast. Just kidding. Sweet or savory? Definitely savory. If somebody said dessert or French fries, I always go for like the savory stuff. So yeah, that would be my answer on that one. And that, my friends, is the 10 non-yarny tag and the 10 yarny tag. So I am going to tag some people that I haven't seen tagged before. down below. It is getting shaded where I'm at. And yeah, I can't wait to get back to making videos. I have lots of stuff that I'm working on, lots of stuff that I'm in a challenge right now, and yeah, so some fun things coming up that I want to share with you. So keep an eye out. Hopefully I will get a podcast out. I mean, I don't want to make any promises, but podcast coming soon. And thank you guys if you've actually stuck to the through the video and you're still with me. Thank you for not unsubscribing when my channel has gone dormant. I love this community so much, and I just, yeah, I'm just feel really honored to be part of such a awesome group. So anyways, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.